Thanks for coming back. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 8 most common mistakes that I see people make when they are overseeding their lawn. If this is your first time viewing my channel, viewing one of my videos, please take a second to subscribe to the channel and welcome. So these are not in any particular order. They're just 8 common mistakes that I see people make. So number 8 on this list of a non-countdown, I suppose, is not cutting their grass short enough before they start the process. Cutting your grass short enough will allow you to easily work materials into your lawn. So that's number 1. It makes it easier to dethatch. It makes it easier to aerate. Once your grass is cut short enough and you're putting down your grass seed, if you haven't cut your grass short enough, then your current grass is going to pop up faster than the germinated seeds are going to pop up, and it'll require a cut before the seeds do, potentially getting you onto that grass and damaging some of the seed that has been put down. And the last piece of this, when you cut your grass short, even shorter than you normally would, it causes that grass to go into a little bit of a state of stress, if you will, and that will actually slow down the pace of your existing grass. Number 7 on my list, again, not in any particular order, is checking the weather forecast before starting an overseeding project. You would be surprised, well, maybe you wouldn't, you'd be surprised how many folks I get messages from annually saying that they started an overseeding project, they didn't check the weather, they had heavy torrential rain, that rain washed away their seeds, or the earth that they put down, or maybe there was a drought and their seedlings had popped up and didn't survive. You'd be surprised how many of them I get messaging me asking for help. So a simple thing to do, check your weather forecast before starting. And if you're going to have heavy rain or an extended period of drought, maybe it's not the best time to start that project. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, that would be a good time to subscribe to my channel. At number 6 on my list is not dethatching or raking through the grass to expose the soil underneath. Most people think that you only dethatch when you have a thatch layer of over a ½ inch. When you're overseeding, by exposing the soil underneath during the dethatching process or loosening it by raking through the grass, what you're going to do is allow that seed to have greater seed to soil contact, and it will allow the seed itself, as it starts to root, to easily get down into the soil and then become established. At number 5 is not aerating the lawn. Aerating reduces compaction, allows oxygen, allows nutrients, allows water to go deep down into the roots of the plant. When you overseed, those new seedlings come in, they will go down deep into the soil to find the water, to find the nutrients, to allow them to succeed. Aerating before overseeding, though not essential, will drastically increase your success rate. At number 4 is not knowing your particular type of grass and not knowing your growing conditions. Certain types of grass seed will do very well in full sun, certain will do well in full shade, and there are others that do well in both environments. It's important to know the type of grass that you currently have and choose a grass seed that blends well with that grass. And also, as I said, knowing your particular growing conditions and choosing a seed that will do well based on those growing conditions. Number 3 on my list is not using a starter fertilizer. Many times I hear people say, I put down grass seed, I didn't put down a fertilizer, and my seeds didn't germinate, or they started to germinate, they started to grow and then died out. A starter fertilizer is meant to be put down for exactly what it says at the start. You want to increase the growing conditions for the seeds and then increase the growing conditions for the seedlings after they've put down. That starter fertilizer will stay in your soil for probably up to 4 weeks or so, give or take a little bit, depending on rain and other conditions. And then from that point, you can fertilize again. But make sure, put down a starter fertilizer as soon as you're putting down your grass seed. And number 2 is not covering the seeds once you've planted them. Simply adding a very thin layer of peat moss will help hold moisture around those seeds, which will increase their success rate. It'll also prevent birds or animals from seeing those seeds and eating them. It doesn't have to be peat moss. You can top with a little bit, or rake through with your topsoil or compost. Some people will use straw. I tend not to use straw because it normally from my experience, introduces weed seeds into the environment that I really don't want. Last on my list, and it is a biggie, the biggest one actually, we'll cue the drum roll, is not watering the seeds properly or keeping the seedlings moist. When you drop those grass seeds, they need water. The peat moss, if you put it down, will help keep moisture around those seeds, but those seeds need to be watered so that the peat moss is moist, and you're going to want to do that 2 to 3 times a day. Mackerel mosquitoes are crazy. 2 to 3 times a day until those seeds have germinated and required the first cut. After that, you can dial back your watering 1 to 2 times a day until your next cut. At that point, you'll be watering once a day. When you're at your 3rd cut, that grass is established and the mosquitoes are not getting any better. That grass will be established, and you can just go to your regular 1 1/4, 1 1/2 inches of water. Over watering, if you soak those seeds at every watering, you're going to wash away some of the topsoil. You're definitely going to create pooling, and you're going to wash away some of the seeds. So you can have too much and you can have too little. So be very attentive to the amount of water you're putting down. So that's it for this. I appreciate the time you've taken to watch this video. I've already asked 2 other times. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. You can like and share it as well. That'd be great. In the comment sections below, would you let me know some mistakes that you've seen people make and some fixes to those mistakes. I'm Jeff Seaton. Thank you for watching.